Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. Frontier's bonus weekend for the game has now gone live and it's due to stay in place until the 28th of May, I do believe. So what is a bonus weekend? Well, it's the ability to gain increased profits on trading, and it also includes the reduction of engineer upgrades. They're taking lower cost materials. You can see one example of that right here. This is for a grade 5 FSD range increase. So yes, the material costs are somewhat lower than they usually are, and we'll get into that in just a bit. Here though is what Galnet has to say about this event. A galaxy-wide suspension of revenue tax has been announced. All three superpowers are supporting the freeze, which will see profit margins for every commodity increase. The temporary alleviation will allow physical authorities to complete a much-needed evaluation of galactic taxation. The news is expected to be warmly received by traders, who will earn more for their goods for the duration of the moratorium. The galaxy's independent engineers, who constitute a vital part of the galactic economy, have agreed to support the freeze by offering their designs in exchange for more readily available materials. The taxation suspension will run from the 24th to the 30th of May. So I'm slightly out on the initial date I said at the start there, because I did say the 28th, so 30th it is then. There are, of course, some law inconsistencies there. The engineers were originally pitched as being loners that were basically outside of society and not a part of the massive galactic economy. But there we go, I'm sure we can overlook that. At any rate, the material traders are going to come into very good use for today. Primarily because we're going to be wanting to downwards exchange things. So whereas once we might have wanted arsenic or something like that, we now want a grade lower. But I'm going to need to clarify a few things here, as Frontier made things very confusing about how this was originally going to work. How Frontier originally explained it is that grade 5 upgrades at the engineers would be available for the costs of a grade 4 blueprint. But that's not how it actually works. How it works in fact is somewhat different, and we can have a look at that right now if we jump into this blueprint here. This is for Dirty Thrusters upgrade grade 5. So starting right at the top of the list here, we need cracked industrial firmware. This is a grade 3 material. So with a bonus weekend, that becomes 1 grade cheaper, meaning we can use a grade 2 material, which in this case would be modified consumer firmware. And this applies right across the board, so you can come here to the material traders and trade your grade 4s or grade 5s downwards and get quite a good bonus. The reason for that, of course, is because trading down has very favourable exchange rates. In some cases you can change 1 for 6 or even 1 for 27 depending on how you're doing it. Now if you're anything like me and you don't like visiting the engineers just to find out the cost of blueprints, largely because it's very much a waste of time, then Inara have you covered. They have all the current costs there of the blueprints as they stand during this bonus period. And yes, once again, there was unfortunately some crossed wires from Frontier where they told the public, or they told the player base, that all material blueprint costs would be 1 blueprint cost cheaper, whereas it actually turns out that the materials are 1 grade lower in terms of cost. But I guess that's how it goes sometimes, although lately it seems to be more often than not. At any rate, this is a bonus weekend. It's very handy, especially if you have a lot of ships and a lot of modules to upgrade. And as I mentioned early on, it's the perfect opportunity to take advantage of the material traders. Now if you can't find the material traders, if you have trouble locating the specific ones, then once again you can use the Inara website. They will allow you to find any material trader within your location or within your region. Just go to the website right here and you can type in what you need. This page then is linked below. You can go straight to it, and when you're here you can actually search by any service. In this case we want material traders, and in the box on the right you can filter by your current location. This will actually default to Seoul, but you can type in any other location you want. As soon as you start typing, it will give up a recommendation. You can click on that and then click search. So here you've got all the different material traders, and these will give you everything you need to get you on the way. Now of course the bonus weekend isn't just limited to engineers. You can get a massive bonus or a little bonus, I don't know exactly just yet, on trading. So for those of you who have done trading before, I'm sure you'll be well covered and know exactly what you're doing. Otherwise, I've got a few videos that I'll link below that will help you out along the way. Also, be sure to check out the website eddb.io. This is a very useful resource for actually trading and will give you a good indication of any profitable routes. I'd love to hear from you on what you think about this bonus weekend, or this bonus week. It's almost for a full week after all. Let me know what you think about it. Is it a good move from Frontier, or is it just a desperate attempt to try and get back some old players? For me personally, I think it's a really good move. I also think it's one step closer towards mimicking a gold rush, and that's something that a lot of people have suggested really should be in the game. I think a lot of people would enjoy it, and hopefully this brings us that much closer. At any rate, that brings us to the end of this video. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time.